What up, party people? And today it is yet another e-bike review. We are looking today at the DYU C3. What do you get? You get a folding e-bike, only the handlebars fold, seat lowers, 25 kilogram rack, 250 watt motor, disc brakes that are almost the size of the wheels, 14 by 2-inch wheels, stand, throttle. The most basic of all basic e-bikes you can find. It's coming in at just over 20 kilos, so it's not heavy at all. Non-folding pedals, brake light, front light. Everyone's a winner. I'll bring you in now, give you a quick whip round to see what you get. Then I'll talk you through and give you my final thoughts at the end. So as I say, it is the most basic of basic setups. You have here a button to turn on and off your lights, a battery indicator, which is just 4 LEDs going down to none, obviously, a power button, turns it on and off, little bell, throttle there, mechanical disc brakes, nothing flash at all. There's your folding mechanism at the front, a light that does surprisingly well, little, did I say 12-14-inch wheels, I believe, plastic mud guards, massive brakes. I mean, they're 160 disc brakes on a bike this size. As I said, the battery inside there is a 36 volt, 15.6 amp hour. It's not, I can get it all in shot. Non-folding pedals, got a stand at the side, brakes again, and a relatively plush seat. Is very much an entry-level budget e-bike for camping, commuting and whatnot. So DYU claim it has a range of 20 miles on pedal assist and 14 miles on throttle only. You do have to de-restrict it when you get it because it is set to walking speed on the throttle. We'll see how close it gets. I'm currently about 8 mile in at the moment with another 4 or 5 to go. We'll see how many bars I've got left at the end of it. I'll show you the ride footage coming up next and then I'll give you my final thoughts at the end. So then, as always, we'll see what it's like to pedal without any pedal assist. And as you would expect from a single speed, lightweight folding bike, absolutely zero problem. Might need to raise my seat a bit. Doing about 8 to 10 mile an hour. Any more than that and your legs are going a bit quick. I'm in an upright position. My feet are sitting on the pedals about halfway along. A bit more comfortable than the last folding e-bike I tried. Small folding e-bike, not the big ones, they're proper comfy. But yeah, it's certainly easy enough. On the flats, you can pedal along all day like this. No effort at all. So I've got the saddle at its highest extension and I'm not getting much leg extension as you would expect. The handlebars are non-adjustable. So you are in a comfortable seating position, but pedaling wise, obviously your legs are always bent. She's smooth enough though. Feels like she handles well enough. And the brakes work as they should. They would do. They're disc brakes on a tiny bike. They're almost the same size as the wheels. So as with the other DYU bikes I have tested, this is very, very, very gradual picking up with the pedal assist. But there is a way around it. Ooh. 2 seconds. Yeah, there is a way around it. A quick blip of the throttle and it gives you the instant pedal assist. As you can see here, it's not the smoothest terrain here. It's not by any means massively off-road. I've got a pole sticking out the front of my bike. Try not to clatter the gate with it. And now it just feels like it's kicking in. Maneuverability of the bike, absolutely no problems. It rides quite smooth. It's only got a 250 watt motor, and I have been out on this before, and on, you know, shallow inclines, absolutely fine. Anything approaching a 10% hill, and I did find it struggling, so we'll see what it's like today. It's my second time of recording this video, because on the first one I'd put it onto dive mode and it looked like I was a T-Rex. Definitely manoeuvrable enough. Everything I'm asking it to do, it's doing. But here we come to the first hill. Right, I'll give it a chance. I'll give it a blip of the throttle. Quite a steep hill, this. Short but steep. So on about 7-8% of the minute, and now it goes up to about a 10-12, and yet I'm off the bike pedalling. I can still feel it helping me, but I can also feel the burn in my leg. Definitely not a hill climber. But again, I'm still on a slope now. Absolutely zero problem on gentle slopes. Get around that, nearly cloud it. Blip of the throttle, and we're away. So the saddle is relatively comfortable. After a long period of sitting in it, you do get an unbum. Morning. This is a gravelly sort of surface now, as you can probably hear. And although it's got tiny little wheels, it seems to be gliding over it okay. The tyres do look fairly puncture resistant, and it's making light work of it. A bit bumpy there, but that's to be expected with no shock absorbers. Again with the throttle, I'll just crank that up now. Thank you. That works absolutely fine. Might not have held that long enough. I thought it might have had a cruise control on it. I'll have a look in a bit. So I'm now going to crank the throttle open for 10 seconds or more. And yes, it does have a cruise control until you dab the brakes or twist the throttle again. It's a very, very simple bike. You've literally got an on button and a button for your lights and 4 LEDs that tell you how much battery you've got left. A twist throttle, brakes and a bell. I mean, for whacking in a camper van, commuting, absolutely spot on. If you live in a hilly area, there are better options available. The other one I tried, which I believe was the C2. I believe this is a C3, isn't it? The spaceship looking one. This link here does climb hills a lot better. Now I've got a long gradual hill now. Sorry I'm waffling, but I'm trying to give you the experience of what it's like riding it as I ride it. You can ghost pedal fine. Morning. Long steep hill, and it's absolutely eating this, to be fair. Going to give this about a 7% incline. I'm no topographer. Check me out with big words. But yeah, it's smashing it up these hills. Ergonomics are okay. The leg extension would get a bit tiresome after a while. But for the price point, if you're looking for a starter bike, then yeah. If you're looking for a bike to whack in your van or pop to the shops on, it has got a rack on the back. Okay, hill gets a little steeper here. From the off, I can feel that in my legs. The motor's definitely working. I don't know if I managed to get up to speed, if it'll help. But I'm definitely putting in effort up this 5, maybe 7% hill. Yeah, it's a bit of a workout. I'm so used to riding the other bikes that it's very noticeable. But it made it up here. It's weird because this has got a 250 watt motor, much like the last one I tested did have. Last DYU folder did have. Yeah, that is much better going up the hills. Much, much better. I've made it up the top. A little bit out of breath. Because, you know, I'm fat. So then, range-wise, they say you get about 14 miles throttle only. And I believe it was 24 on pedal assist. I did find on my first trial of this, I only got about 12 miles throttle assist, although I was hitting hills. It's worth noting as well, I'm not the lightest of people. If you are tall, you are going to struggle with this bike. My feet are nowhere near the front wheel, my knees are nowhere near the handlebars, but your legs will be a proper bent. And I've not been on this long, and already my bum is starting to hurt. Not hurt, go numb. Right, let's have a little potter around in the car park. What I'll do is see how she corners. And into an incline. Yeah, on normal everyday surfaces and conditions, she'll do you absolutely fine. Go across the grass for a bit. She'll make it. Obviously not comfortable, but she'll make it. The throttle is very useful. You've got to look at this bike like much of the others. The A1F, for example. Although I found the A1F much better on the hills, it's a little electric scooter that hopefully you wouldn't get pulled by the old bill with. I don't know why you would. I mean, it doesn't look like you're riding a moped or a motorbike, does it? I think for the job it's designed for, absolutely no problems with it. It is a bit weird though that it has not got that grunt in the hills. It's definitely the weakest I've had climbing hills, definitely. The A1F really surprised me because I was expecting it to be utter pants, but it did just seem to keep plodding along and pulling you up. And the C2 absolutely murdered hills, and they're both the same size motor. I mean, it's a bit ridiculous in this UK to have a 250 watt motor regardless. What I would say as well with these, the gearing on them, it would be nice to be able to get a little bit quicker pedalling before your legs were going too fast. But, you know, then it would make hills even harder. Now, having said that, with the hills, I started this incline with a little bit more pace, and it sort of carried me up a lot easier. So, there you go. As long as you hit the hills at pace, they're relatively easy. That has surprised me. Unfortunately, it's not always going to be the case, is it? It is a really quiet bike. The motor, you can barely hear, and it rolls well. Yeah, not too bad at all, really. Again, if you're looking at this type of bike, it's not the sort of bike you want to go bike packing on. It very much is. Have I come the right way? I have now. It very much is going to and from the pub when you're on your holidays, or a mile or two into work. It's light enough to pick up. I think it's coming in at either side of 20 kilo. Forgive the hiccups and burps. On the flats and slight inclines, it's a nice place to be. I think as well, with me bum going numb, it's because your legs are bent, you're not able to actually take the weight off. And, you know, gravity ain't my friend at the best of times. Pedals are plastic and non-foldable, but they seem to be holding my feet fine. You know, I'm not going off-road with it. They should be. It's a cheap, inexpensive commuter folding bike. There's not a great deal I can say about it other than that. Because it is bare bones, mechanical disc brakes that stop you, a 250 watt motor that pushes you along. In fact, if you look at this hill, which I did have to stand up to climb up, it is actually quite a steep one. Maybe I'm being a little unfair. Forgive the brakes squeaking and pulsing a bit, but they're straight out of the box, they need bedding in. Right, let's try and hit this with a little bit of... No, straight away that's in trouble. Again, once you get moving, it does ease off a bit. Oh, come on. It's not the lightest of work. Until you're moving. My legs definitely know they're doing a shift. These things don't help. Twist of the throttle, power down. Hill climber it is not. Still a damn sight easier than not having the motor. So that was a little bit weird. Second time it's happened to me on two different rides. Just got to the top of quite a long drawn out hill. Give it a quick blip of the throttle and it seemed like the engine just stopped. And no matter how much I twisted it or pedalled, it didn't want to get going again. So I let it stand for about 10 seconds and it was fine. Just something to bear in mind. It might be the engine overheating. Obviously I've got no computer to tell me exactly what's wrong, but a little bit weird. Throttle really help here, pulling away. Give me bum a rest. It's obviously not going to be the best bike on busy roads for traffic. You're definitely going to be holding them up. I reckon the throttle's good for about 13 mile an hour. Pedal assist 13 to 15. Dependent on your weight and size, you'll probably get better than what I get. Now, because of those hills, I've not gone far at all. It's already reading only 2 bars left. And don't get me wrong, They were long hills, but even so, I've not gone far at all. No doubt that will equalise itself out when I'm putting in less of a workout. Just pull out in front of me, it's fine. Let's get up on this path. Definitely manoeuvrable enough. Dead bum, leg burn. But at least I'm not frightened of the speed. I do like that it's a gradual pickup so that children and people not experienced with e-bikes don't get a shock. It's a little bit too gradual, but it is really good that you can just blip that throttle and have it take you away. Right, let's just roll for a bit. Gone back up to 3 bars. Pedal and staying at 3. I think with the DYU A1F, that properly surprised me with its range. The C2, there was no reason to have any anxiety over it. This one, I'm not too sure of. I'm not too sure of at all. You've only got the one pedal assist mode rather than multiple. So basically it's either on or off. As I say, think of it as a scooter. Give these people as much room as I can. I've got 0 open pedalling at this speed. Oh. A fun little ride if it's short trips. Short, flat trips. Right, I'll bring you back to the end footage that I filmed a week ago. So, my final thoughts. It is an entry-level folding e-bike. Leg extension and stuff like that is going to be an issue when you're riding it. As you can imagine, there's not a lot of room. It is designed for going in the back of a motor. The seat is fairly plush. Your bum does get dead very quickly. Mine does. I've got a lot of gravity pushing me down. It is not a hill climber. You can get up a 10% hill. You are putting in a lot of effort doing it. Brake light works fine. Front light works fine. It comes readily assembled. It comes ready assembled. All you got to do is put on your pedals. That folds up. You're away. There's not a huge amount to say. It's a very, very basic e-bike. On the flats, it does get you up to speed. Quick blip of the throttle gets you instant pedal assist. Otherwise, as with the other DYU bikes, takes a while for the pedal assist to kick in. It rides, not really a problem. It's actually quite a comfy seating position, and your feet position on the pedals as you're pedaling is okay. Not the best, it's okay. It's the size of the bike. It's bleeding tiny. Just show you this. Get that out of the way. Basically, that's it folded with the seat going in so you can get it into a car. That seat goes right down. For a little commuter in a flat city, not a problem with it at all. In the back of a camper van, 0 problems with it. If you live on somewhere like the Isle of Wight, where you're up and down hills all the time, you're going to want something a little bit beefier. As you can probably tell, I'm sweating more than a little, mainly because my good lady Bramblehead took us in the wrong direction and added another few miles onto our trip. That is after she forgot our anniversary yesterday. 17 years, oh, shh, hush puppy. 17 years and she's never remembered once. It's quite shocking really. I mean, I'm a catch. The only other thing I would say, which is a slight criticism, oh, that's actually come off now. come packaged all right. The sticker on the front was flapping around a bit. But other than that, no damage when it come delivered. There's not a lot to say about a basic bike. It's got to be a very basic review. The DYU C3 folding e-bike. Have a look, go and have a look, up to you.